Most people still use Excel the old way. They clean raw data manually, build formulas, create charts, prepare summaries, and then rebuild the same story again in PowerPoint. That workflow works, but it is slow, repetitive, and easy to break. In this video, I want to show a different approach. Not a magic prompt, not an unrealistic demo. A practical workflow where AI helps with Excel work step by step. We start with raw business data, then Claude helps us understand the structure, find useful patterns, build analysis, and prepare output that can be used in a dashboard or an executive presentation. The goal is not to replace Excel. The goal is to make Excel work faster, cleaner, and easier to control. Look at the workflow on screen. Raw data goes into Excel. AI reviews the structure. Then we move from messy rows to insights, dashboard tables, and presentation-ready summaries. This is the important part. AI is not valuable because it creates a pretty chart. AI is valuable when it helps you understand what the numbers mean and what decision should come next. A normal Excel file usually starts with rows and columns: dates, customers, products, regions, revenue, margin, quantity, status, comments, and sometimes messy notes. The problem is that raw data rarely explains itself. You need to know which columns matter, which fields are missing, which categories are inconsistent, and which numbers should be checked before you trust the analysis. This is where the first prompt matters. I do not start by saying, create a dashboard. That is too vague. Instead, I ask Claude to inspect the data, understand the columns, identify possible risks, and design the analysis plan first. This is a safer workflow. First, understand the data. Second, define the analysis. Third, create the output. Only after that should we build charts or presentation slides. On screen you can see the idea: Excel, then AI analysis, then dashboard, then executive slides. That sequence matters. If you ask AI to do everything at once, it may produce something that looks impressive but is hard to verify. A stage workflow gives you more control. In the first stage, Claude should describe the data set. What are the key fields? What business questions can this file answer? Which columns are good enough for analysis? Which columns may create problems? This is not boring preparation. This is where most mistakes are prevented. If the source data is messy, the dashboard will be messy too. If the logic is unclear, the final presentation will look confident but may be wrong. That is why the prompt should start from the business goal, not from the visual output. For example, if the goal is sales performance, we need revenue, margin, win rate, region, product category, and time trends. If the goal is invoice control, we need vendor, invoice number, amount, due date, payment status, approval, purchase order, and bank account information. Different business goals require different checks. The same AI tool can help with both, but the prompt must be designed around the risk or decision we want to support. After the data is understood, Claude can propose the analysis. This is where it can calculate KP is, find trends, detect unusual values, group results by segment, and prepare business conclusions. But again, we should not trust the output blindly. We need to ask for evidence. Which rows support this conclusion? Which numbers were used? Which calculation was applied? Where is the risk? What should a human check manually? This is the difference between a useful AI workflow and a decorative AI demo. A decorative demo gives you a dashboard. A useful workflow gives you a reason to trust, reject, or improve the dashboard. Now we move to the dashboard part. A good dashboard is not just a collection of charts. It should answer a few clear questions. What happened? Where did it happen? What changed? What looks risky? What should management review next? For a sales dashboard, this could mean revenue over time, margin by region, top products, customer segments, and performance against target. For an invoice audit dashboard, this could mean duplicate invoice signals, overdue payments, missing purchase orders, vendor bank account changes, and high-risk items requiring manual review. The topic can change, but the method stays the same. Raw data first, business logic second, dashboard third, presentation last. This is also why I do not recommend one huge prompt for everything. One prompt may work in a demo, but it is harder to debug. If the dashboard is wrong, you do not know whether the problem came from the data, the analysis, the prompt, or the formatting. A staged process makes mistakes visible. If Claude misunderstands the data, you fix the data inspection step. If Claude creates the wrong KPIs, you fix the analysis step. If the Excel layout is unreadable, you fix formatting only. You do not restart the whole project. That is a very practical lesson. AI outputs often need correction. Sometimes the analysis is useful, but the Excel view is a mess. Sometimes the dashboard looks good, but the numbers need checking. Sometimes the prompt is too broad, and the answer becomes too long. This is normal. The skill is not to write the perfect prompt once. The skill is to guide the workflow and correct the result when it goes off track. After the dashboard, we can move into PowerPoint. This is where AI can save even more time. A manager does not need 20 raw charts. A manager needs a clear story. What are the main results? What changed versus the previous period? Where are the risks? Where are the opportunities? What actions should be taken? Claude can help turn Excel outputs into a presentation brief. Then it can propose slide titles, key messages, chart choices, and speaker notes. But the final judgment still belongs to the human. AI can prepare the structure. You decide whether the story is commercially useful. You decide what matters. You decide what should be shown to management. This is why I treat AI as a business assistant, not as an automatic decision maker. It can speed up analysis, it can find patterns faster, it can prepare draft reports, it can suggest dashboards, it can help build executive slides, but it should not replace manual review, business context, or financial responsibility. That rule is especially important when we work with invoices, payments, customer data, payroll, or any sensitive business information. Use synthetic data for tests, use anonymized data when possible, and never upload confidential company files unless your company policy allows it. The practical value is still big. If this workflow saves even 1 hour of manual Excel cleanup, it is already useful. If it helps find a risky invoice, a missing approval, or a reporting mistake before the file reaches management, it becomes even more valuable. For small teams, this can reduce repetitive work. For analysts, it can speed up first-pass review. For managers, it can turn messy spreadsheets into clearer decisions. So here's the workflow I want you to remember. Do not start with, "Make me a dashboard." Start with, "Understand this data and tell me what can be analyzed." Then ask for the analysis plan. Then ask for structured output. Then build the dashboard. Then create the executive summary or slides. That order gives you control. It also makes the result easier to verify. In this series, I will test practical AI workflows for Excel, dashboards, invoice checks, inventory control, receivables, supplier risk, and business reporting. The goal is simple: less manual Excel work, more structured analysis, clearer reports, and fewer blind spots before decisions are made. If you want the sample workbook and prompt pack used in this series, check the download link in the description. Use it with synthetic data first. Test the workflow, break it, improve it. That is how you learn what AI can really do in business work. No hype, no magic, just practical tests, useful prompts, and business-ready results. Let's build smarter Excel work step by step. Subscribe to AI and Tech Tutorials and leave a like if you want more practical AI workflows for Excel, dashboards, and business reporting.